Welcome to another trade of the day here with TraderTV.Live. Today we're talking Vrpx. Vrpx. I don't even know what this company is, guys, but it's a 13 million float. They reported earnings, and it was a mover. And sometimes we show winners, sometimes we show losers. This time we'll actually show me being up on a stock, but the theme is revenge trading. It doesn't make it right, but I'll show you how I ended up with a revenge trade and what we'll do next time to avoid this bit of a mess. Everything started out pretty solid. This was a simple gap up play where I wanted to be fading it, and you're going to see right around $10 here. I took two shots at it right off of the open. I took the short pop into 950. That got stopped out, waited patiently, so things were going okay. Right into 10, was able to get top here, worked it down from 975 to 925. We get the bulk of the position. It continues to fall. We get the rest out here as it makes that low. Probably left some on the table. This is problem number one. I definitely ended up leaving some off the table. I was pretty frustrated with the fact it comes all the way down into that 820 range and consolidates. So at that point, I'm a little frustrated. I feel like I had this one dead to rights, and I left too much money on the table. I come right back in, and is that $10? Oh, that's not $10. That's $9.50 I'm then shorting, and then taking a small win, then stopping out. Then I do wait for the $10 move. We short $10 a second time. No problem with that trade. I'll come back to that same level, usually for maybe half the amount of shares that I would have done it the first time with, but no problem. It's an obvious stop at 10, and because it's a double top, I like the reverse. Here's where it gets off the rails. I reverse to the long break for 10, and then get it all out right away. Now fine, you can take a 30, 40, 50 cent winner and be pretty happy on a $10 stock. But once I see this move extend all the way through $11, frustration starts to set in. Now, twice I have taken out a trade about halfway through. So I'm feeling that the stock owes me something. I know that's the emotion going on for me. I shorted again at a random price here, which is ridiculous. So I take another small hit. And here is where the revenge trade comes in. I sit it out, parabolic move up into a halt. When I take a halt reopen trade, I am looking specifically for rejection of the top. Okay, fair enough. It might have sold out at 14.50. And then tries to come back down below the halt price. But I don't allow it to hold below the halt. I short into the halt price instead of below it with a stop at that halt price. That's the trade I like. I like the risk to reward. I don't mind making top wick. In this particular case, my stop is all the way up here, and I have no reason to have been in at that price. It should have been a tight stop trade that I'm not worrying about the rest of this range. Now I've broken a major rule of mine, and I'm not happy with myself. I somehow managed to get away with this next mistake. This is going to look like a good trade. I know it does, because you're going to see a support off of 12.50 here, a spike right into this $14 level. Okay, put in a top at 15. You're shorting in front of an even dollar range. But look, 14 is meaningless at this particular price. I got the halt price down here just above 13. I got a 15 top, and I'm just shorting it in the middle. Does it work? Yes. So at that point, I make my money back, but who cares? It's still a broken rule. I didn't have a solid out. It was far too random, clearly a bit of a mistake. And then we come all the way to the last halt down. I was watching this thing at 16. I really wanted to catch it on the way back down. I missed the entirety of the move. And then when this thing reopens, it's not that I didn't want to trade off the reopen. It's the fact that I just start jamming into this short below 14. Instead of doing what I know I'm supposed to do here. I got to be willing to miss a lot of the move and catch the actual rollover. If I'm going to have a price of about 14 even, averaging in like in 6 times I'm taking trades in this here, I should have been on 2 entries here on the way up and maybe the rest of it on the way down, willing to miss out on the move. I get far too aggressive because I've been frustrated with the stock. It's going to work out like gangbusters. In fact, I'm actually still short this name here as I'm taping this, but only about 10% left, looking for the VWAP retracement. The truth of the matter is you have 2 small instances of breaking a rule. I broke a rule here with a random short. I broke a rule here with an entry. I know exactly why I did it. I broke that rule because I was angry with myself that I had lost out on some extra profits, not holding enough of the shares for this move down to 850, and then this move down to the 820 range, guys. So that was part 1. Part 2 of the frustration was not hanging on to the long break, and then, you know, I don't have the benefit of seeing how far this thing goes. At the time I'm looking at this trade, I scalped those every single time. I shouldn't have been frustrated by it, but I certainly was, and that leads to me breaking my rules, even though it works out. You have to be able to record that as a breakdown. I know it's a mistake. I don't care if the P&L is positive. It's about the fact that you have to follow your rules because good decisions will lead to profits. The market is perfectly willing to reward you for doing the wrong thing, and you will pay in the long term. Let me know how you traded on this name. I hope you had some longs because that was clearly the better way to go today. As always, watch our daily show in the morning at 8:30 and back at the close at 3. It's Trader TV Live. I'll see you guys out in the market.